whistle blows on the backcourt. Tip-off goes to Houston. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins outside of the three with Anthony Towns at the 4. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Jang in at the 5. Guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective. And, you know, for the Rockets, a nice pairing with James Harden and Trevor Ariza. Ariza, a spot-up shooter and defender, while Harden arguably the premier offensive creator in the league. I mean, they really complement each other well.
Howard, the pass to Ariza. Kicks it to Moniunas. It's Harden with the drive. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. Well, for James Harden, with his incredible regular season last year, Clark, he knew he was in for a great postseason as well.
And it was a bit of a roller coaster for him in the playoff run. I mean, he could vanish one game, but then explode for 40 in the next.
And with Harden in the playoffs, it was an all-or-nothing situation at times. He definitely stole some games for Houston in their run to the conference finals. But, man, did he have a rough one when they were eliminated by the Warriors.
Rubio with a screen on Harden. Knocks it loose and stolen by Howard. And it's the Rockets on the break. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's Beverly missing.
And, you know, that tough game for Harden in the conference finals, a dozen turnovers for him, set an NBA record for most turnovers in a playoff game. Not how he wanted to go out, but he showed he can carry a team for stretches during the playoffs.
Here's Levine. 5 to shoot. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
To the middle. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Now the Timberwolves with it. To the right side. Feeds it to Towns. The dish to Levine. Fires the 3. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Good sweat going, but so far, he's been responsible for coughing up the ball 3 times.
He's got to get dialed in. Just be a little bit more prudent with the basketball. They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Beverly with the ball. He lobs up the alley-oop pass and stolen by Jang. Rubio against Beverly. And the basket by Rubio.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Houston's gone 0-2 from deep here. Harden outside. Launches a 3. Here's Ariza. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Here's Towns, and that's going to be a travel. Rockets have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. And the basket by Harden.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Timberwolves trail by 4.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times It really felt like a one-man show. Hard to carry them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Maniunas. Beasley kicks to Howard, and that one is stuffed right through.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher. There's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
Houston on D. And it's Rubio penetrating.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there. I'll tell you what, Ricky Rubio has everything you want out of a player except one thing. He has to learn to shoot it better. Rubio can defend, he can pass, he can lead a team, but until he becomes a better shooter, I think he's going to short-circuit his potential.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
And Howard with the stuff.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
With the number of turnovers they've committed, it's no wonder they're in the position they're in right now.
Yeah, it's still early, but they just need to be a little bit more disciplined at that end of the floor.
Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. So the Timberwolves call their first time out. And back to Ricky Rubio for a moment, who certainly is the hub of what this team does. Averaging over 8 assists a game for his career through last season. If he can stay healthy, gain some weight, this is a guy to watch.
It really is. And listen, they're also built now for him because they got those great athletic wings. And if he can shoot it a little bit better, I mean, I think he's going to have more opportunities to spread the floor and drive and make plays. And for his first 4 seasons in the league, never hit over 38%. That's just going to get it done at the highest level.
They hand it over again.
And this is getting out of hand. I mean, you can't give the basketball away that often and hope to win.
Got that bucket in no time at all. That's 7 points for James Harden. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
They've had a real difficult time this half, Kevin. No surprise the score reflects the amount of turnovers. That's the story right now. They've had way too many miscues.
And the focus, guys, has to be about staying within your offense. A little too much freelance going on in terms of the play.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. Here's Towns. Good balls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Stolen away. Good job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Beasley with the steal. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harden dishes to Beasley. Harden kicks to Beasley. Towns with the steal. On the wing, Wiggins. There's the pass to Towns. Back to Wiggins. And stolen by Ariza. Here's Beverly. And the layup That's good off the glass.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Dwight Howard, a lightning rod figure around the league, subject to a lot of criticism, but he says he takes comfort in playing
basketball. This is my passion, on the court.
It's an interesting concept that Dwight has to take something very seriously in order to have fun. He does say he has a burning passion to win a championship. He's been in the finals, and this is a guy that's got still a lot to shoot for, he feels, in his career.
That's a great point, Kevin. And the challenge for Dwight is how to balance how serious he is and how passionate he is with having that fun on the court that he's after.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Anthony Towns and Pekovic are up front. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Muhammad in at the small forward position. That'll be a 5-second call.
That's really a good picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. I mean, they're being way too casual with the ball.
It's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing smart basketball.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody
and that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Timberwolves trail by 15. He dishes it to Pekovic. The 19-foot shot, and the officials call a traveling violation.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
Adrian Payne's checked in for Towns. And that one is good by Beasley.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here that they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender. This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Well, it's simply been an awful quarter. I mean, terrible ball security. They've actually handled that thing like it's got leprosy. Take care of it.
Ouch. Leprosy.
And Beverley plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players. I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
And stolen by Ariza. Passes it to Beverley. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter. It's about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Pekovic. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Dwight Howard.
And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in. Yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Capella's checked in, and it's Brewer in for Trevor Ariza. Minnesota also with this up. Higgins is checked in.
Now this is just getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this up.
Can't remember the last time they missed one. Remarkable shooting here.
And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
Gorgui Dieng's checked in for Minnesota. And here's Houston. They've gone on a 16-2 run, not allowing much.
Watch Beasley.
It's Harden with the drive. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. And the Rockets making a change here. Terry's checked in. And that one is good by Beasley.
And just...
They have a very long way to go to get within sight of the lead.
And from what we've seen thus far, I wouldn't hold my breath.
That's going to be tough.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Well, a lot of points off their turnovers this quarter. Way too many.
And the game would be an entirely different story if they would take better care of the basketball.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for Minnesota. Prince comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Great, you think they've been rattled?
They have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
They get it back. Capella, the pass to Beasley. Terry outside. Houston moving the ball around. Brewer. Capella dishes to Brewer.
Terry open on the wing.
Rubio against Terry. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
Well, they got far too many turnovers this half. That's the reason that they're losing the basketball game.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes, guys, you're just trying to do too much. It's good to be aggressive, but you've got to have your wits about you.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Rubio outside. Looking to end the run. And the release was and through one half, it hasn't even been.
And now, the 2K Sports half.
It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
Shaq, what you think about Minnesota?
Barbecue chicken. They were completely overmatched in the low post. I couldn't believe the amount of points they allowed in the paint. Wow, I thought I was out there scoring, playing basketball. They got to switch things up, get some different matchups because they are getting eaten alive. Barbecue chicken.
Well, that's all for now, as it looks like the second half is just about ready to get started. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. An exceptional far from James Harden.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something, because he looks a little faster today than normal.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Rockets, Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the small forward.
That makes it 4 turnovers for him now. He's just been lazy with the ball in his hands, fellas.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Here's Harden. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Shot's good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His 4th turnover hampering their efforts.
Knocked away. Now Rubio. Pass to Wiggins. Shoots from the line, and that's going to be a travel.
Just been really inefficient. 5 turnovers. You know, it's as if he's playing for the other team.
Rockets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And it's Beverly missing.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
Harden inside the 3-point line. The Rockets again can't hit.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Got it. Nice one there from Levine. Levine's got his first basket of the night.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Levine. Now here's Towns. Here's Dang. And that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Nikola Pekovic comes in for Jang, and it's Muhammad in for Ricky Rubio. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Stolen by Levine. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, big blunder there, and that could really cost them.
Yeah, and the timing of it was bad, too. I mean, they're trying to cut down and cut into the lead. Just a tough, bad break there.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Always going up for the three. Where did that come from? Beautiful.
What a beautiful pass to set that one up.
The pass might have been pretty, but the finish, I thought, Clark, angry.
That's a heck of a combination. Pretty pass and an angry punch.
And that's what makes the alley-oop such a terrific play when you're able to execute it.
Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
You know, I got to say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
It sure did.
And guys, you know what? Neither did the defense. I don't think they had a clue.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Houston. Rockets have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Here's Muhammad, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
and trying to find a way to get some traction. They've got to make the most of every possession here.
Yeah, 4 points off the miscues, and you're right, Clark. They've got to limit those mistakes.
And the Rockets making a change here. McDaniels checked in.
Rockets call timeout.
And Houston calls their first timeout of the game. Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player we showed last year.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. They spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
To write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Well, those 5 turnovers, more than you like to see.
Ariza outside, out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
And how about turnover number 4 for him alone here in this quarter? He has got to do a better job.
Here's Howard. Moves off the pick and hammers it home.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it, you can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Hey, yo, Beasley.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Minnesota on D. Here's McDaniels. Pekovic with the rebound. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point. And it's going to be a 3-second call. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Well, you've got to simply value the possession. They've given up 6 points off turnovers this quarter alone.
And those points loom large, Clark, when you look at this deficit.
Beasley outside. .58 seconds left to play here in the third.
Good. Kid, you ready?
And no doubt the Rockets were one of the faster-paced teams in the league last year. When you have the firepower they do, you want it to become a scoring factor.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Brewer is checked in for Trevor Ariza. Tayshaun Prince is checked in for the Timberwolves. The half-court bomb falls off target.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going. A lot of the wins for the Rockets, guys, I thought last year came from just wearing down their opponent. I mean, you can keep up with their pace for a quarter, maybe two.
Hey, kid, you
but
ready?
it's very hard to sustain it for 48 minutes shot for shot.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Levine. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Substitution for Rockets.
11 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Dang, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Just a boneheaded play there, guys. Plain and simple.
Well, tell me how you really feel about that, Greg. But you're right. I mean, mistakes like that.
All right, Houston, coming out of the corner, your own Rockets power dancer.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Rockets shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Jones is out there with Ricky Rubio. Then it's Payne. Then there's Tayshaun Prince. And it's Garnett in at the 4. And it's Terry off the drive. Clock at 4. Here's Brewer. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake.
Watch Rubio.
Look out, and then you throw up stuff like that. And you go, oh my, how does it even go in? He pulls a Houdini. Shot by Terry, no good. And here's Payne. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Minnesota making a switch here. Muhammad's checked in. Shots good by Garnett.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Houston's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Jones got a piece of it. Puts it up from 15. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
It has been an erratic performance for him, just erratic. I mean, he's racking up the turnovers and has taken a step back for every step forward.
Nice shot by Terry.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
They get it back. Here's Payne. Right through the D for the layup.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Jason Terry.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Shoots, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Clearly a mental lapse and at an inopportune time.
Yeah, that's a terrible mistake, Greg, to make it any time, but it's really exacerbated when you make it at this time.
And that one's good.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
From deep three-point range, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
When you see somebody having a game like this from a turnover standpoint, it's almost impossible to win as a team.
He tries for 3. The shot by McDaniels, no good.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Back to Terry. And some nice passing there by Houston. The tray. No good. And Minnesota now the other way. From deep. And that's going to be a treble.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
That's tipped. Muhammad with the steal. From deep three-point range. Kept alive, Minnesota. Jones with it. Guarded now by Jason Terry. And Garnett gets it to go on the assist by Jones. Garnett's got 4 this quarter.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
From deep, and that's going to be too many steps. That's the whistle on the travel.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Minnesota.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as Houston.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, some toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin. Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for James Harden. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. Oh, boy, that would have been a nice alley-oop.
Boy, really liked the thought on that play, but didn't quite get it executed. Almost made a spectacular play.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They trail by 37. There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
The Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Houston making some changes. Howard's checked in for Capella. Andrew Godlock comes in for Brewer. And James Harden subbed in for Jason Terry.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. Or maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
He's about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
Another miss by Houston. Garnett with it. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
It's Harden with the drive.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
From outside the arc, that's good. And so Howard with the assist.
Let's go.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
So we see Houston taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on this win. It was a team effort, aided by this electric home crowd atmosphere. What made the difference?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He got his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team. Kenny, what did you think? And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for